Welcome to Freedom News Network. We've decided to report on a topic that's been a rather hot news topic recently, and also something that we've received a barrage of emails about, requesting that we cover the subject, is vaccinations and anti-vaxxers. That's what we're going to be talking about. Now, you might have noticed recently that we haven't been posting a lot of the latest news. We've been keeping up to date on the latest news with our Gab account, if you care to check us out over there. You may have noticed also that the name of the channel has prematurely changed. We are going in a slightly different direction, but also keeping up with the exact same thing that we've been doing. We're going to opt to have some of our team members move into the breaking news area, where they will be running a channel called ET that we will be launching very shortly. In the meantime, this channel will remain named ET, however operating as Freedom News Network until that occurs, and then in that time Freedom News Network will still remain. It's the way it always has been. The name will change back and everything will go back to normal, and I will be doing a lot more opinion pieces as I have been doing recently. We have copped a lot of criticism recently about our personal opinions and preferences interfering with the media that we are portraying. There's certainly no conflict. I've certainly made it pretty obvious the whole way along where I'm referring to my opinion, where I am quoting somebody else, etc., etc. So I don't believe there is a problem. I'm simply separating it for the fact that we can keep you updated a lot quicker with even on the hour or even every few minute updates via our Gab account and also our other YouTube account, ET. And this will keep you updated a lot quicker than me obviously going to all the effort to make a video for you guys. So if you enjoy my ramblings, continue on listening. Tonight I'm going to be talking about a rather controversial issue, vaccinations, and the little story that I'd like to give you guys is called No Jab, No Play. Now, Lucy, she's a little girl. She grows up in a time where the world is already coming out of its epidemic, polio, whooping cough, infections are down, everything's down, right? They bring in these early vaccinations and things continue to plummet at a rather steady pace. We can put this down to a number of factors, such as immunity, improving health standards, better knowledge of how these diseases spread, better health conditions, better diets, a number of things, advances in modern science and medical technology. But for very many reasons, the rate of these diseases and the death toll continue to plummet thanks to many factors. Now, Lucy is the chair for a very large corporation, one that's in charge of producing and researching vaccinations. Lucy's company, of which she is the chair, makes money every time somebody gets vaccinated with these vaccinations. So it's in Lucy's interests, since she has rather large personal investment in this company, and also since she works in the high levels of this company, it's in her best interest that many people get vaccinated with her vaccine. So, this particular company recently sold patent rights to their products, which they will be producing for the large multinational vaccine corporation GlaxoSmithKline. But Lucy's company, Primer Biomed, also has shares in this company, GlaxoSmithKline. Now, the other problem with this argument is that Lucy's company made a vaccine, and many vaccines in fact, which scientific studies recently found don't help at all. Now, the other potential problem, and I don't know, I want to hear you guys and your opinion on this, is that Lucy's husband is very powerful. In fact, he's a very prominent politician. Lucy Turnbull, who sits on the board of Prima Biomed, and her husband, Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, have personal shares in the company to the tune of reportedly tens of millions. This is what I've been told. This is what I've been able to research and find myself, according to many independent sources. So I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on that. Is that a conflict of interest? Is that something that we should be concerned about, especially in light of Malcolm's recent bid for this no jab, no pay? No jab, no play? What on earth are we getting to, people? I mean, it's interesting how people respond to the opposition, the anti-vaxxers, as they're called. I think it's interesting how they come up with these little nasty names for anybody who doesn't agree with their pseudoscience. Chemtrailer, anti-vaxxer. They try to paint them as lunatics, and they try to assume their agenda. They try to assume their motives. It's like, oh, well, anti-vaxxers just hate children. They just want all the children to die. Or some kind of stupid motive such as this. They use emotional manipulation tactics. They ridicule or belittle the opposition, the anti-vaxxers, and their position as unscientific, trying to make out like they're bloody cavemen and don't understand it. They create a straw man and then destroy it. Like, for example, they might say anti-vaxxers don't agree that the science behind vaccination is real. They call it rigged science or fake science or whatever. Right? This is a perfect example of a straw man built for this exact purpose, to be destroyed. And then they'll bring out the scientific studies that show that, you know, some of the vaccines have had some kind of effect, like the polio vaccine, and some of the couple of early ones that we used to cause real problems and eradicate the real diseases out there that were really threatening people's lives. And then they'll say, this seems to work, so that the anti-vaxxers who claim that there's no scientific proof for vaccinations are dumb. And everybody laughs. Even though many would agree that no medical professional has really come out and proven the link between causing an immune response due to a vaccination and an actual immunity from any disease whatsoever. However, anyone who disagrees with having their child vaccinated with up to 50 different vaccinations all swirled together in these needles, this cocktail of drugs to immunize them against such harmful diseases as measles, mumps, rubella, as a small child, hepatitis B as soon as they come out of the womb. We should start immunizing. No, we shouldn't. I shouldn't even joke on such a topic. But these people that are in charge, that make money out of this kind of thing, they're injecting children with immunizations to protect them from like sexually transmitted diseases and things that aren't even threatening, like the MMR thing. It's not even threatening until they're a teenager, and in fact what they're doing is giving these arguably unneeded shots to babies at an age before they even develop an immune system. And yet anti-vaxxers are continually labelled the enemy and ill-informed. It ignores the Nuremberg Code. It's very important. The Nuremberg Code, of course, says that everyone should have a right to deny any medical treatment based on personal beliefs, private personal beliefs, whatever you want. That they shouldn't use tactics on you, such as coercion and financial penalties and manipulation. They shouldn't force people to take these vaccinations according to this code, which is blatantly ignored since they continue to negate the rights of the individual for what they would like to have in their body. Many have argued that this is almost like Nazi Germany health insurance. Many have likened this approach to that of the forced drinking of Kool-Aid at Jonestown, which the children were poisoned. It sets a very dangerous precedent, in fact, because it sets a precedent in which you can be penalised for simply objecting to a medical procedure. It's very, very dangerous. Why? Am I suggesting that the current government or the current pharmaceutical companies, which enjoy immunity from prosecution, have some type of nefarious plan, sinister plan to murder all of the babies? No. Am I claiming that the FBI is injecting little micro drones into people's brains or harmful heavy metals to cause serious neurological defects? Not necessarily. What I am saying is that we're injecting these children who don't have an immune system with a cocktail of sometimes unproven drugs all at the same time to basically see what happens. It's an unproven science, people. It hasn't been done before. This is unprecedented. So is it a conflict of interest that these powerful people are behind such forced mandatory laws? If this is truly about the health of children, this should be an ongoing debate. I think people from both sides would argue that if the health of our children is the primary goal of this approach, then it should be an ongoing debate. We should be debating whether each one is helpful or harmful, whether the risk negates the possible positive effect that it may have. So what's next? I wouldn't call myself an anti-vaxxer, but I would certainly object to having the latest, greatest idea jabbed into my body. I don't want to be molested, and I don't want to have the latest idea jabbed in my bum. So if somebody wants to mock me because I want to be a conscientious objector, then that's fine. But I will not respond to these tactics, and neither should any of you. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, etc. And let me know what you think. God bless you and good night.